Hello, Cheshire Public Schools families. Dr. Jeff Solon here with a quick message about our return to school for the fall. Today, we were required to submit our back to school plan, which is included in a link in the email that we've sent you. I encourage you to please look through that plan as it includes three distinct components. One is the all students return to school plan unless their families elect that the students go to school remotely. That is currently the status, the green status that the state is under. If the conditions for health deteriorate, we would be sent to a hybrid model where students attend part-time. Half the students attend a couple days a week, the other half attend the other days of the week. And finally, if the health conditions really deteriorate, we would go to a full remote model. So in the all students back to school plan, the state has been crystal clear. It must be all students given the option to attend all day. Failure to do so would mean that we're not meeting the educational requirements as dictated by the state. So in that plan, all students would have the option of returning or going remote. So unfortunately, our facilities are not big enough to accommodate 6 foot social distancing where you could attend without masks, perhaps. So, understanding that most classrooms will have anywhere from 3 to 4 feet of social distancing between students, depending on how many students return, masks are critically important and they will be required by all students and staff. Students must wear cloth, same with staff, either cloth, surgical, or N95 masks. Bandanas, gaiters, and vented masks are not permitted. So these are critically important as we have a healthy and safe return to school. With a quarantine, students that are or staff that are presumed or test positive would be asked to quarantine. Those who are presumed positive would be monitored. Those who are positive could not return for another 14 days, the last 3 days of which must be fever free. We are working closely with the health department to provide greater guidance around this area, and that will be forthcoming. Also forthcoming next week are individual school plans around things like how dining will be handled. We're also working on arrival and dismissal patterns with the Cheshire Police Department. I know you realize how difficult driving your child to school can be now, and we're working on improving that process with the Cheshire Police Department as we anticipate more car traffic. We will ask parents to declare whether or not their children are returning to full day education on the first week of August. So hopefully you've had time at that point to review this plan and any additional information and can tell us whether or not your child will be returning full time. Finally, one item that's not in the plan is the school calendar. The state has added 3 additional professional development days to the start of everybody's school year across Connecticut. These days count as student days, but students will not be in attendance. So we do not have to add additional days to the end of the school year for students for these days. Given that the state has added these 3 days, we will have to change the school calendar. As such, we've scheduled a special board meeting for this Wednesday, the 29th at 6:30 p.m. We'll send out a link to that meeting shortly, but please review the proposed calendar change. Given that we had to change the calendar anyway, we were looking to push the start of school back until after Labor Day. I know many parents and staff have expressed concerns about the heat. And while this doesn't buy us till the beginning of October, it is another couple of weeks that hopefully might be cooler for our students to manage the masks and the heat in the buildings. Of course, if it is hot, exceedingly hot, we will initiate a remote learning day rather than jeopardize the health and welfare of our students and staff if it is that hot in the buildings. So that's the last piece of information. You can always submit information directly to me if you have questions, concerns, or you can email the CPS COVID-19 at cheshire.k12.ct.us email address. It's on our website. It's also on the calendar proposal that I've shared with you. And any further information, please, I direct you to our homepage where we have a full coronavirus page and a recently updated frequently asked questions page. So I promised you a pretty quick update that hits the highlights. I encourage you to review the plan. I look forward to hearing from our families on their feedback, and I hope you have a safe and happy weekend. Thank you again.